It is 8 o'clock on the nose.
All
Tap
right.
on Tony's nose. Let's get some. What's up, Dom? How you doing? Let's get some likes.
All right.
Share it live with 15 of your favorite people.
Wow, you're just
Let's
taking
go
it.
straight to it. Straight to the point.
All right.
15.
Well, it's 8 p.m. Welcome. It's Taco Tuesday. Welcome to the Barry Male Experience, where we talk all things bariatric from the male perspective. The lineup for the week. Obviously, you guys were already here on Sunday with Talk Barry to Me, hosted by our friend and sister, the Bestie. She is live every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific. Don't forget that she holds a Mindset Monday every Monday where she gives a rousing speech every single week and gets you guys on track to achieve your goals and to live out your dreams. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely check that out. I was able to catch it one Monday that I was home, and basically it set up a whole live a couple weeks ago for us because she had me so motivated. And she is live on Mondays at 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Mountain, and 9 a.m. Pacific. Don't forget that your brother's over here on Taco Tuesday are live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific. Every Wednesday, Barry Mother is live with the Water Check Wednesday at 7:15 Eastern, 6:15 Central, 5:15 Mountain, and 4:15 Pacific. Our friends over at the waiting table go live at 8:30 on Wednesdays. At 8:30 p.m., they go live for a half hour for the happy hour, where they talk all things NSVs, and then they are live from 9 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern over on IG and YouTube. Don't forget that the Bariatric Lock-In is live on Fridays at 8 p.m. with our friend Bariatric Bubba. And I know that at some point, Love After Bariatrics is on during the weekend. I think they're picking a day that, I'm not sure. They're live. I see them on all the time. So if you want to check out a Love Connection and you're interested in that, definitely check it out. They're live pretty much all weekend. So you can check that out. Don't forget that we have other stuff going on in the community. Don't forget that the Bariatric Society is having a summer soiree on July 12th out in Winter Garden, Florida. They also have the Bariatric Retreat going on in New Orleans, Louisiana on October 2nd through the 5th. The room block is open for the Sheraton on Canal. Don't forget, have you taken your vitamins today? Make sure you take your vitamins. Don't forget that this month, ProCare Health is sponsoring the Barry Male Experience and Talk Barry to Me. Make sure you stick around for the entire live because the last 10 minutes, we're going to go over a giveaway where you could get some of these things for free and a few other goodies. So stick around to the end of the live. And we'll explain all the rules if you missed anything on Sunday, but we will give all the details once again. If you'd like to pick up any vitamins or anything for your bariatric journey, make sure that you check out procarenow.com, use code BME, and you'll get 15% off everything in the store. So with that being said, welcome to the Barry Male Experience. We are celebrating Pride Month for the month of June, and our guest tonight will be guest hosting with us the entire month.
The entire month.
The entire month. And we had him on last year for our first year doing Pride Month. And it was after a very uncomfortable week. And he was a vibe. He made everything feel so much more comfortable. He educated us on so many things. And to hear his story was amazing. And he is a dear, dear friend to this platform. One of our biggest supporters, one of my heroes in the community, and we're going to invite him up.
See, Tony, look how good you do with that introduction. Why do you recommend if I put me in there?
Because I've been doing it for almost a year. So this is where you need to get, buddy. Look at this man. There he is.
Look at him over there.
There he is. There he is.
D, what is happening?
The only.
Good, man, dude. I feel like I need to go get me one of those. We call it Kango hats in Baltimore. You know, we hood out there. And so
Yeah,
I was
but it says Kango on the back.
okay. No.
I have a couple of them.
Oh, really? I might have to buy them off you. So
They just have a few,
just a
very
few.
few of them. They're trying to get me to add to a collection. They're talking about, oh, do you see this one? I'm like, no, thank you.
Look,
You're looking at
I am not very stylish, and this is about as stylish as I get. Is this type of hat? Pretty much goes casual. It goes dressy. It goes, basically you want to look like a badass. You can wear one of these things. There's a style for everyone.
What's up, Amber? Hey, girl. I'm reading the comments as we go.
Well,
No,
talking about style.
We need interaction in this live.
Talking about style. My first question for you would be, you whenever we go to these events, you are like the king when it comes to style. Like, I know people that go to these events because they want to see what you're going to show up in. What's that journey been like for you before surgery, post surgery? What's the confidence that's come along with that? What's that been like for you?
Yeah, so this is a big one. Like, I've always felt the need, especially as a big guy. Like, I was like, I believe you can only have one struggle. So back when I was a bigger guy my whole life, I'm like, all right, I'm big. That's my struggle. So I have to be fit, my fit has to be clean. I have to smell great. I got to be head to toe perfection because my body just wasn't it. And then after surgery, after weight loss and my fitness journey, I started to realize I was like, I can experiment a little more. And my body became my best accessory. So instead of dressing to cover my body, I was able to use my body as part of my outfit. So it just flipped its head, and my confidence before it was what I could put on. Now it's from the inside out. So I can walk out in a paper sack and rock it like it's $1 million outfit.
I know that's right.
Yeah, and you're not lying, because when I watched you walk in at JBY, I like basically it stopped me. And I was like, no, he didn't. You walked in, you had a crown, you had everything. You owned it. The minute you walked in, you're like, yeah, that's right, bitches.
Yeah.
You didn't get to see him at retreat either. He was slaying over there.
Snatch eyes out.
I was at retreat, but I wasn't there for at the ball. But I believe me, I knew what he was wearing the minute he walked into the room, because there were text messages, there were posts, there was everything.
I was like, oh my God, I gotta take a picture with you. I didn't know him really well at that point. I was like, hey, we need to take a picture here.
Yeah, everybody had their dresses on, their suits and all of that, and he came out and just stepped into another level, man. I mean,
and then nails.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
You had all the girls.
Snatch your eyes out of your sockets.
Amber says we didn't see you at the 10 Club.
Yeah. I swear, like when I walked in, not to exaggerate, but I walked in the door and I always try to show up just a little late so I can make my entrance. Everybody else wants to steal that. And there was a scream, like women turned around and literally screamed, and I was like, whoa. I was not expecting that response. So that felt really good. It was like,
hell yeah.
But I think with this also too, you're giving the other people the confidence to go out there. Because I know, like with me and Arisa now, we're like, oh no, we got to show out now. You're giving everybody else what it's possible to do. Like it's okay. I've had this surgery. I've had this. You've done this. You can show this off. You're setting the example of what is possible. And I know we go into these events now like, no. How are we going to show up, D?
No, I mean,
the bar way up here, and that's what we're trying to pass.
Yeah, and on a serious note though, like seriously, like speaking for myself, I have a hard time like getting over that hump of being comfortable in my body, like, or my appearance, and worried about how I'm being viewed or judged or what have you. And it's someone like D that comes out there and is like wearing this, fashion statement. He's like blowing up, and I'm like, wow. I mean, I'm like, he doesn't give a shit. So it's like, why should I? And he's taking it to another level, like all eyes on me, and I'm like, thanks, man, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's when you're able to get enough confidence in yourself and start to love yourself a lot more, you're able to step over those obstacles that keep you from moving forward and feeling more comfortable within yourself.
Yeah, I mean, we spend so much time trapped in a jail cell made of everybody
Yeah.
else's opinion. Like, to hell with what people think. Excuse me, I'm gonna- but it's just like just be you. Try something. Gather inspiration. Like I tell y'all, every day I'm online and I see something that may inspire me. I save it. I make uh, files on my phone. That way, when it's time for an event, I'm like, okay, I have a theme.
Mm,
How can I make it my own? And it's
right.
just so if y'all don't mind, I can go into a couple of tricks to help people out.
Yeah.
Go for
Well,
it.
all right.
We love the tips.
My girl, my girl wouldn't mind at all. She's like, no, you need to step your fashion up. Listen, take notes.
So one is dress for the shape. Like I'm very aware of my body at every stage, from the biggest to my smallest. Now I'm like halfway in between after injury, but so I adjust my style with my size. And that I accentuate the good, camouflage the bad, because we all got it. And I am not afraid. Let me tell you something. If y'all saw what was under those outfits, I am not ashamed to wrap it, tuck it, put a leotard on if I have to. I will tuck it all in, and if I sneeze, I'll explode. But for the people, I'll look good. So, so dress for your body type. And if anybody wants to reach out to me, like there are times that I'll do a FaceTime call with you, and I'll tell you, hey, you're this body shape. These are the kind of shapes that you need to wear to give you the right silhouette, because that's everything. After you get the silhouette down, you find your color. What color looks good with your skin? I'm a darker skinned person. I used to hate the shade of my skin. Now I love it, especially because I'm like, I can stay outside all day and never get sunburned. But I learned to appreciate my skin so I can wear bright colors and it not look crazy on me. And so it's just like, know what colors work for your skin. Once you put all that together and then accessorize, people just throw the 1, 2, 3 tie hat on. But no, like think about earrings, a ring, a brooch. You don't have to be as flamboyant as I like to go all the way, but you can stay in your lane, but still just push it to the edges and add those little extra, it's those little touches that make the difference. Like my nails for Retreat, the crown for JBY is that little extra whoop, that just pushes it over the top.
It is because that's the thing that pops. That's the first thing that stood out to me when you walked through the door. I was like, "Damn!" I'm like, "All right, here comes the king."
Yeah.
Like,
who would think that a grown man can wear metal, golden, diamond encrusted nails and just not looking like it was just or a crown?
He came in wearing the crown, left proving that he was the king.
yeah, you own. Believe me, you own it, and that's what I appreciate about you.
Right.
So, for a lot of you, I was in a category with D, with Rob Motivation, Rob DeMedio, Rob from the Waiting Table. Like, to be in even in the category with all of those names, because these are the guys that influence me the most in this community, because I have such a interaction with everyone. And D, obviously we have a really good connection because we've been able to hang out and stuff and have talks like this and stuff. And you've been on the live before. And I remember giving my acceptance speech for the Male Body Positivity Award. And for me to stand up there and actually tell everyone, and I didn't say anything about myself. Everything was in thanks to you guys. And you're one of the guys in the community. Again, you exhibit that confidence and that what it means to be comfortable in your own skin, in your own body, because again, I've struggled with the whole body dysmorphia, not being where I want to be in my journey, having some setbacks and trying to get back on track, and just how you conduct yourself is such an inspiration for me, because you own it. Doesn't matter. You own it when you walk in around anywhere. You own the room. And it's inspiring for me because it's like, you know what? If D doesn't care, D knows he's the shit when he walks in, and that's the right attitude to have. I mean, again, like you said, we were imprisoned in our bodies for so long and trying to hide, and we finally feel good and we finally want to look good.
Right.
If you're in that moment, own the goddamn moment. Be who you're supposed to be. Be who you're meant to be. Be who you want to be. Don't hold anything back. Just be who you are. you have nothing to hide anymore. So just break out of that shadow, break the mold.
Yeah, but I got a question. I got a
Yes, sir.
question. And D is like he does that. He's broken out of the silence. But how? How did you get yourself to that point? Because we spoke before, and like Tony said, we had you on the live, and we've talked about your past and what you've been through, and all those things. But how did you get yourself to the point where you're confident enough to just step over that line and just make it happen?
It took a long time. Don't get me wrong. Like I started early, and I hate to say that I was forced and fired, but think about it. Gay, the darkest shade of black, like that's something I couldn't shake from childhood. So from an early age, I had to take it all and keep it all in. And after years and years of trying to please everybody and be what everybody wanted me to be, one day I woke up and I was like, I can't sleep while all these people are sleeping peacefully, not giving a damn about me, while I'm up worried about them. And one day I woke up and just said, no more. I'm done. Because whether I do what they want or don't, they still ain't going to give a crap about me. So why am I losing sleep over people who are dreaming about somebody else? And that was the aha wake up moment for me. And then after that, I just stuck my toe out a little bit. I'm like, all right, let me wear what I want to wear. And then after that, people say stuff, you get the comments. But then what? You go home and you're still alive. And then you do it again, repetition. And then over and over again, over time, you just build up an armor that is impenetrable. And I've spent time being alone and falling in love with myself. So at this point, I'm so in love with the human that I am that nobody can shake that. So it's self-love. Like I love me, and not trying to sound like cocky, but like I'm thankful to God for making me exactly the way I am. All the good, all the bad, the entire journey. And once I made peace with that, it's just like, what could you possibly say to me to shake that? There's nothing.
Right.
I think a lot of people mistake that for cockiness because, again, they don't see that. Again, we spent all our lives being silent, hiding in the corner. And when you finally have that moment where you're like, yes, I'm confident and I'm proud and I want to show the world, people are taken back by it because they're not expecting it. They don't expect you to have that type of confidence, and they mistake that for the cockiness and for being conceited and stuff. But you're finally comfortable in your own body. You're finally loving yourself and showing yourself the love that, everyone else does every single day. You're finally letting it out, though.
Yeah. And it's contagious. When you take time to say no to the world and yes to yourself, and you do that over and over and over again, people can feel that and they sense it and they start to gravitate towards you because they want to feel that for themselves. And then the key is don't be selfish. Give it away. If you guys have been around me, I love on y'all as hard as I love on myself. Like to the point, again, we joke, I have to apologize because like, I don't want to cross any boundaries or offend anybody, but like what I see in myself, I see in a lot of the guys and girls in this community. You guys are gorgeous. And I want y'all to see yourselves the way I see you.
But I think that's the relationship that we have is that we know where it's coming from. We're not taking it the wrong way. Again, like for me to be complimented by another man, I'm comfortable with myself. I know who I am. I'm comfortable. I know my wife knows who I am. I'm comfortable in my own body, in my own skin, to understand that if I'm getting complimented by another man, I'm doing something right. So to be offended because people are offended because they're uncomfortable and they're not comfortable in their own skin because they're afraid of what other people think. I'm not afraid to get a compliment from another human being because, again, it doesn't mean anything. It's not that like there's forward advances. There's nothing uncomfortable or crossing the line with a compliment.
Yeah, and a big thing is like some people have a feeling that it'll rub off on you. I'm like, trust me, I grew up. When I was growing up, there were no boys kissing in Disney movies. Everything was geared towards straight people, and I didn't catch the straight, so you can't catch it. It is like nothing I say to you will change what you have in your heart. I may unlock some stuff that's there, and I can, help guide you through it. But I'm not going to put something there that was never there because you can't. It doesn't work that way. Or else I'd have women jumping on me, and I'd have probably 8 kids by now. Oh.
But you know what? You know what? You know what? Little three little D's running around.
I want, honestly, if I could, I want one daughter. One daughter I can spoil to death. I don't.
That's right.
And I sound so. I don't want a son because I would be too hard on him. Like I would be gentle with the girl and nurturing with the son. I'd be like toughen up. I'd be too rough.
You have no idea. I that's how I am.
D would have him in the gym at 5 years old pumping weight.
Yeah, pick that weight up. What the hell you talking? So I'm too toxic for a boy. Like it's not in my cards.
Hey D, so since the last time we had you on live, we talked a lot about your past and what you've been through, the trials and tribulations, so on and so forth. How's the last year been for you? Like, have you had any challenges? Have you had anything else new that's coming up along your journey?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm about to get real with you guys.
Please
so
do.
like winning the male fitness award meant so much to me because I wanted it so bad. Like I'm almost embarrassed to say how bad I dreamt of that moment. Ever since the first ABY, watching Rob accept his awards, I was like, I want that to be me one day. I was so inspired. So I really wanted it with all my heart. But I didn't think it would happen. I prepared to lose, but I was not prepared to win at all. So that being said, it made it even better because this was the toughest year of my life. Hence, when I felt I was on top of the world, I didn't win. But when I'm struggling and trying to be transparent but still struggling is when I won. I'm like, I had shoulder surgery. I can't go as hard as I used to at the intensity, and my body I'm trying to figure my body out without doing overkill because that's the lane that I live in. And that has been a mental, mind F for me. It is really tough not being able to like wake up and run 10 miles. It's really crazy that, when I look down, I'm like not shredded and looking like Jesus on a cracker. Like I'm a little fluffier right now. I am not as thin as I used to be. And I'm still fit, but just not the level that I used to be. And I'm really injured. My shoulder is still kind of jacked up, and now my knees are giving out. So accepting that I'm not bulletproof and Superman has been hard. So it's like, where's the line between being authentic, showing up and deserving stuff, but not being a fraud? And it is just like I have to make sure that I'm giving my 100% and not giving into the excuses of being injured, but allowing myself to heal. So that's a very thin line. And so it's really been a tough year for me, standing strong while being injured.
I think that for a lot of us that were up on stage, a lot of people I found weren't expecting. They didn't have speeches ready. A lot of people weren't expecting to win. And I think for a lot of us, we found validation because, again, like a lot of us aren't here for the attention. We're here to help everybody. But to have that validation from your peers in the community and the peers and the energy that came out of that room, it's a very emotional experience because, again, at some point in our life, we're all looking for acceptance. And for that one moment in time, it's like, I didn't think that I needed this, but I did. And it was an amazing experience, an amazing feeling. And again, I don't remember what I said when I was up on stage. I have to rewatch it to see what I had said. But I think I know what you're saying because you weren't prepared to go up there. You didn't have a speech ready. And you could hear it in your voice, and you could hear it in a lot of people's voices where you could feel the emotion in the words because it was gratefulness.
Yeah.
And it's humbling.
Do you think, AE, I got a question for you, man.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that there is a difference between being accepted, like us wanting acceptance, or just wanting to know what acceptance feels like?
I think it's a combination of both. It's, for me personally, growing up, I always wanted to be accepted because I was a loner when I was a kid. And I always put being overweight as a reason why I was a loner. I was big. I didn't love myself. So people didn't want to be around me, didn't want to hang around me, didn't want to do things with me. So I was always chasing that acceptance. And that followed with me through my whole adulthood. As I got older personally, and we started going out, I thought I had to be the life of the party. I thought I had to spend all this money to get people to like me and want to hang out with me. And it seemed to work, but is that really beneficial to you? Because of the fact you're not really gaining friendship. You're really not gaining that attention. They like you for what you're providing them. And as soon as you stop providing that to them, everyone's gone again, and you're back in that dark space. It's important to work on the initial pain that you're going through, the initial struggles that you're going through. Yeah, it may be a slow progress. It may take time to get there, but
Right.
you'll eventually get there, and you'll never get to where you want to be until you start working on your mind and your mentals and what happened in the past.
Right. And which leads me into the next thing is subject. This is like um, we have invited Get Fit with D to join us as co-hosts for the month of June because we're recognizing the LGBTQA community in this weight loss journey. And, we're sitting here talking about acceptance amongst us heterosexuals between, the three of us at Berry Male Experience. But we are not, are we taking account of for the acceptance that those who are in the LGBTQA community, they got it 2 and 10 times fold of acceptance in society for how they identify, one, and then two, the weight loss journey of how they're being viewed as being overweight and a part of that community.
Oh
So
yeah.
D, how do you feel your interactions with other members of the community when you find out that they're part of the LGBTQAI plus community?
yeah.
Nice one.
Do you find that they struggle? Their struggles come from just their lifestyle, or from was that a coping mechanism for them? Is it different? Do you hear the different stories?
Yeah, so it's so many different levels. Like as long as the acronym is for the queer community, as many different experiences there are, and so there's some people who are maybe questionable. That's the Q in it. There are some people who knew they were gay, but their family wouldn't accept it. So to kind of answer your question in a long form, you have to first learn to you come up accepting yourself when it goes against what everybody tells you is right. The world tells you from birth that, hey, you're supposed to be like this, but you're not, so you gotta go fit in this box. So then you hope that the people that you love unconditionally will love you back unconditionally. So a lot of people have to deal with family pressure to be something. Some people have wealth tied into it, or the church. So that's kind of the first step. Once you get past that, then you get to the community, and it's where do you fit in the community? Because within us, there's a community within a community. And a lot of it, especially on the male side, is based on attraction. So you run to this community, and then you're too black, too fat, too everything, too of a wrong everything to fit in there. So it's like there's nowhere to run. So then you idolize these people who genetically look like nothing like you. And you kill yourself to try to be that. You chase this image, you get there, and then you find emptiness. So a lot of it is just people, everyone, gay, straight, whatever, need to connect to something and someone. And it's more unifying when you hear behind the scenes, because it's the same thing. People want to connect and feel loved and feel valued. We just do it, with the same sex. So it is, even though I know it's a different experience, it leads to the same place.
Now,
So that's how I find
Now, what was your experience when you were coming out and things like that? And what would you suggest to somebody who may be watching this that is also struggling with their identity and maybe coming out? What's some advice you can give to someone like that?
So my first problem was that I put my weight, I blame my weight for everything. Everything started and ended with my weight. I was just like, if I could just lose the weight or just be skinny, all my problems would be solved. And so I was blinded by the scale, thinking that, that was my issue. And so once I got over that, then I get here and I'm just like, all right, then you don't know how to handle when people are attracted to you, because you never had those experiences, those organic boy meets girl, boy meets boy, fall in love dating stories like everyone else had growing up. So you're kind of starting way later in life. So for me, it was just like, personally, it was the church. You grow up black, and being black and gay and a male, oh my goodness. It is like, you might as well go out and shoot somebody on the street. It is it's a bad offense, in the black community. We still struggle on our side of the fence with homosexuality. So then you see a lot of black guys run to other races to find comfort, because we feel sometimes it's safer with a different race. It's safer in more accepting spaces. And unfortunately, like with my black community, we have a long way to go with accepting everyone in our own, and not equating total masculinity to being straight and being rough and tough and all these other stupid things that have become synonymous with our community. And then from that, getting fit, but then I have loose skin. So it's just like, I had to just stop chasing it. I had to stop chasing validation and stop chasing acceptance and wanting people to want me. Some things we have, and some things it's just never going to be in my card. I'm naturally the fashion guy. I'm naturally going to show up. I'm naturally confident, but I may not be the I call it the A gay, like Hot Rob. Hot Rob, he lost all this weight, and that boy could be a model. He could be on the cover of a magazine right now. He's what the gay community covers. And he and I did a live talking about the experience, the differences between us. But if you ask us about our happiness behind the scenes, you'll find that we got to the same place, just two different ways. So right. He gets that, but he doesn't like it. He doesn't want that attention. I craved and wanted that attention for validation, and then realized I don't need it. I'm fine without it. So hopefully I'm answering y'all questions. I know it's very long.
Oh, no, yeah.
So I want you to hold that thought. So we're at 8:30 right now. We're halfway through the live. I want everyone just to take a quick sip.
Grab my water.
Remember, gotta hydrate.
Someone's gonna yell at you for not having your water next to you.
No, I got. I don't want very much.
He's in here too.
She's in here. She's watching.
11,000.7 likes. We appreciate all the love as usual.
Keep tapping that screen.
Show your love.
I want you to show the same energy that D brings to this live.
I see you.
Oh yeah, definitely. Don't forget that towards the end of the live, we are going to be talking about the giveaway that we have going on with ProCare Health, and with Talk Bari to Me, who is live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. We will give you guys the details to all the goodies that are going to be in the bag, and how you are eligible to win. With that being said, we're going to continue this conversation. I know that last year when we spoke, and this seemed to be a common theme amongst everyone that was up on the panel last year during Pride Month, is they talk about the support from, the queer community compared to the bariatric community, and how there was a disparity as far as more support coming from the bariatric community. Now, yeah. I think I kind of was trying to lead with that question when I asked you a couple minutes ago, but do you find it easier to show support to someone from the queer community within the bariatric community? Because I feel like the community, again, the community inside another community, I feel like there's a great mix of everybody in this community. And there's a lot of interaction. Do you find it easier to show support for them when you find out that, they're also part of another community?
Yeah, it just gives us more reasons to connect. I can talk to some of the queer members of the community about stuff that I maybe can't say. I can get a little more risque. We can connect on experiences that are just unique to us. And oh, what's your experience in this city? have you ever had this issue with guys and dating and family and stuff like that? So it's just a different way for us to connect. So yeah, so you got the queer thing and you have weight loss surgery and that drastic change that comes with losing weight, not recognizing yourself, building a new confidence that comes with a new body. All of that is just extremely unique. And then when it's a male queer person having to deal with, because when I tell you gay guys are the toughest critics, they are rough. And so having to learn, you know, what advice or what critiques we can take and what we'll just throw to the wayside, it can be tough and it can mess with your self-esteem. You think you're hot shit and then you go throw yourself out there and then you get dismissed. I mean, we need each other to help lick each other's wounds and pick each other back up.
Now I know you talk about that the gay community is very tough and very judgmental when it comes to things like that. How is that when it comes to talking to them about weight loss surgery? Do they look at it down upon it as, oh, why didn't you do this on your own? Or are they more uplifting and accepting of it that like most people are?
Yeah, it's really person to person. And so normally if it's a queer person who struggles with weight, they're more accepting of it because they want to know what will life look like after the weight loss surgery. But there are some guys who are naturally fit, who are naturally skinny, who have never had that issue. And you add that cattiness sometimes that can come with our community on top of, you know, never having struggled with weight, and they can cut you down with words. So I'm very careful with who I discuss it with and the verbiage that I use. Because again, it all leads to the same place, but I just describe it differently. Not to lie, but some people don't need to know everything. And, you know, some of these BI, you know what, don't need to know our business. Because they're not going to do shit within it. Anyway, all they're going to do is judge, bring people down, and not give the information that some people need. So why do they need to know the full truth or everybody's business? It's not for them. And so I'm really picky with that. And I'll fight them back. Like, I'm not afraid. And so if they got something to say, I have my facts. I've done my research. I've been in this weight game for over 30 years trying to lose the weight. And so I have all that information. I've studied it all. Just like the Bible. Anybody wants to bring the Bible into it, I'm ready. I've read that thing front and back. I understand it. I've read the Bible. I've studied world religion. So it's like all the places that people think they can come from and come for me, I'm like, think again. If you think my clothes are ready, you should see my comebacks. I'm quick.
I always feel like D is ready to throw down at a moment's
He
notice.
hit you with the snap. He hit you with the snap. Hey, look, I remember talking to Gavin last year, man, and Gavin said the most racially not I forgot. Maybe you can help me out with it, Tony. But the part of the community, the LGBTQA community that suffers the most is Black men who are transgender.
Oh dear Lord. Oh my.
Worse than anyone. Anyone in the population of the world goes through it worse than anyone.
Yeah, I just like, because you are what everybody deems the bottom of the totem pole. Like it doesn't, and these aren't my thoughts. This is just the way I perceive the community in the world treating them. You are literally the bottom of the totem pole. Being Black in the gay community, you already are technically at the bottom of the totem pole, unless you have a big old piece of meat that people can use, but they only want you for that one big D energy. But after that, they want that, but they don't want you. And so then you're an object, if they even want that object. But besides that, it's like, I'm going to just get real. It's like everybody wants to chase whiteness. And that's in the world, and it's super amplified in the gay community. This is the only community that you can log onto a website and people openly say, no Blacks, no Asians. Like, without, and think there's nothing wrong with it, and just my preference. And you want to see me snap? I sound like a tyrant on this. I'm sorry, y'all. I promise. I'm really sweet. But very pointed.
You know what? This is...
It needs to be said.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, I hate when people say I'm not attracted to an entire race because that's my preference. Preference is goddamn ketchup or mustard. Preference is salsa on your chips. Preference is not eliminating an entire race out of attractiveness.
Mm.
I'm like, there are people who look identical that are two different races, but all features are the same. It's just shades of skin. So I
Yep.
absolutely will flip my shit on people who say that. I'm like, if you feel it, keep it to yourself. Don't say it around me because we won't have a good time.
Right. That's right. What
So
you
yeah,
got to say to that, Tony?
She's actually
What
right.
you got to say
Again,
to that?
seriously, like D ultimately he basically dropped the mic the entire the last time he was on for Pride Month. So like, and he just continues to dupe it. Yeah,
I missed it by 2 months.
That's a Mary had
yeah,
a little lamb.
I was 2 months late.
Don't worry, you get round two. So round two's even
Yeah.
Now, I
Round
kinda
two is
wanna-
gonna be even better.
I kind of want to go back and touch on some other stuff you talked about earlier too, and it's kind of me being a little selfish because I'm going through the same issues right now. You talked about your your injury with your shoulder and things like that. What was that like mentally? And dive a little bit deeper into how you got yourself out of that. Because me personally, right now, I'm going through it tough right now. I can't work out. I can't do a lot of things. I'm regaining weight. And just the stress of not being able to work out and things like that. It's really
Nah. Don't
wearing me
run.
down.
Don't run. We ain't running to the shoulder, man. Nah, this is what this is all about, Team Big E. Don't get uncomfortable. Nah, don't get uncomfortable. We ain't going to the shoulder. We're gonna keep it gay, shawty. We're gonna keep
Hey,
it gay.
but that
we
can
got-
be a big thing too because a lot of my friends who are gay also too really love going to the gym and their body is their temple, and if they're not able to work on their temple, they get into this mental funk to where they're just completely out of it. So it does tie into that too because they're not working on their temple no more.
yeah. And that is, oh my God, you hit on so much there. So with the shoulder thing and tying it into gayness, it is just like you trade. This whole journey is about keeping your self worth. Is that you were blessed by the universe or whoever you pray to wake up and move. Like that's gift number one, that you can wake up and move, and we take it for granted. And so you trade your worth and your worthiness to, oh, one day I'm going to be skinny. And then you get skinny, and then we get fit. And my platform is all built on fitness. Like losing weight isn't the end all be all. It's just a metrics. But being fit is what I preach, what I live by. And when that's taken away, it's like, what do I have left? Especially being a man, like your manhood is questioned on the daily because I like wearing dangly earrings. And I'm like, because I eat with a fork. I don't want dirt on my stuff. I want my spaces clean. Like all of my manhood is constantly questioned. And when you take away something that I can prove time and time again to men everywhere that I am the ishnit, it's like, damn, what do I have now? And then your body starts to slip because I'm telling you, this fitness thing and body image, it comes and goes so quickly. And as soon as you slip a little bit, that mirror is right there to be like, oh, you see that jiggle? Oh, look at that little fat hanging out the side of your pants. And so it's just it throws you right back down that same thing. And so honestly, Biggie, like I'm still in the throes of this shoulder injury recovery because I physically can't be what I was. That used to be accepted. And it's taken this shoulder surgery way longer to heal than it should have because I won't sit still because I keep chasing that masculine energy that I feel when I go to the gym.
Chasing that perfection.
Yeah, those arms, my shoulders. I'm like, you know how good it feels when I walk in a tank top and people are like, oh, look at your arms. You know, people don't say anything about the pudginess now, but those comments stop and you notice that and you feel it. You like, wait, the compliments I didn't know how to accept, but now they're not coming, so I must.
I want them back.
Yeah, exactly. And so it is. I will tell you, let yourself heal, and work on habits that aren't in the gym that'll keep you where you were. So really dial in diet. Realize that abs are made in the kitchen. All the things that the gym gives us leeway to forget. Go back to the basics. And I failed horribly at doing that. Because I would not sit still. I played pickleball in an arm sling. Like I had one arm tied up and I learned to play with my left hand. That's stupid. That is so dumb when I could have just sat down and relaxed.
See, that's the problem I'm having. I'm having mine on my left shoulder and I'm left-handed.
Yeah. See, and I'm right. I have mine on my right. So I learned now when I play pickleball, I can switch to my left hand and knock a ball out in terrible point. And that's great. But at what cost? Now my shoulder has fused together. And so when I lift, I'm lopsided and stuff like that. So, but I'm like, I'm not getting enough surgery. So I'm going to live with what I got.
So what I don't want to get lost, I know that it's Pride Month, but it is also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So obviously we don't want to forget about that. I know that we just went through, we have a lot that we talk about on this platform as far as mental health, and it's a very important part of this journey because we all struggle with something, and a lot of it's not always food related. A lot of it's just like it's trauma. Basically led us to our habits with our food or with our lifestyle and stuff. Obviously, being, from, your lifestyle can be a mental challenge because of societal images of what, people are supposed to be like. So again, there's a lot of mental struggles that the men go through in this community. So if you do know any men that are struggling in this community, reach out to them, find out how they're doing, make connections with them. If you want, you could lead them to this platform. If they need to seek medical attention or professional advice, Shar, I know you have the info for this. If you could drop that in the comments, just for any of the mental health hotlines that you could reach out to and seek that help. Give them those resources and make sure that we're taking care of all our brothers in the community, regardless of what they're dealing with.
Yeah. And I want to tie that in, if I may. Mental health, especially in guys, is so real. What people don't realize is some of the strongest people out front are suffering so much behind. Like, there was a time probably 15 years ago where I was ready to check out of here. If you get my drift, I could not imagine what was around the corner because I kept getting blow after blow after blow. My life was falling apart. And it wasn't that I just couldn't take it anymore. And people would call me and I would be as lively as I'm talking to y'all right now. And as soon as they hung up the phone, I would collapse on the floor and fall onto the mattress. And the only reason I'm still here is I was just too chicken shit to pull the knife across my wrist. Like, that is how close I was to checking out of here. So I dedicate every day to loving myself as much as I was ready to just give it all up, because I would have missed out on the best years of my life if I had have given up and just said I'm done. So I really sympathize with people who are on the verge, and especially people who couldn't see around the corner, because I didn't know all my blessings were around the corner. And if I had have, took myself out of here, I would have missed out on y'all, on my husband, on so many positive things that I could have never imagined would step into my life. Being fit, wearing a medium. I haven't worn a medium-sized shirt since I was in middle school, elementary school. So many firsts that I would have missed out on just because I was suffering in silence. I never asked for help. I never reached out, and my family would have been blindsided because I never said a thing because I thought I couldn't. So please speak out if you're struggling.
100%.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's another mic drop. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen over the next month. We get fit with D on Bari Male Experience for the next.
We got time for one more thing.
Go for it.
Yeah, we sure do.
One more mic drop. So I'll tell y'all.
Let's hear this.
So I was so honored at the JBY Awards that I've never opened my award because I was
kidding
so
me. Kidding me.
I swear to God, the box is right here. I just opened it before the live. But I still have never touched the trophy because I was so prepared to lose that I was not ready to win. and I didn't know how to accept it. So it was like, I love you guys, and I want to do this with all of you.
Hell yeah.
Right now.
See, now we're honored for that.
Yeah.
Nah, do it
Yes.
right
Y'all
now.
mean the world to me. So
Let's see it, man.
this is the first time I'm
Let's see
seeing
that sexy trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bang.
Gotta take it out the box real quick though.
All right.
Hold that up one time.
Scared to drop it. Look at it. Brand new,
Mike
out of
Collins
the
for
box.
that.
Never
Look at you.
opened. Not a fingerprint on it.
Yeah.
So
It's-
this is
it's
me
just-
stepping into my.
Congratulations again, man.
Yes.
Well
Congratulations.
deserved.
So
Thank
well
you.
deserved.
hell
Thank
yeah.
you all. So, I mean, y'all, people like you save people like me. When we think that there's nobody out there that'll love us for who we are and support us, it is people like you that carry me through with unconditional love and support. I couldn't be here. I would not have been able to turn the corner without people like you every single day of my life. I'm so blessed. So,
And back at you.
About you.
Exactly.
And that's what I love about this community, and that's what I love about like how like where the men's community is heading, because we have people like you that are leading the charge and helping guys find, you know, their confidence and showing them, you know, it's all right where you are in your journey. It doesn't matter where you're at. You're going to get to your destination, but it takes time. And just, you speak so eloquently and you make people feel comfortable and welcomed. And
I've never heard anybody in this entire community say, I do not like D. Not a single person.
it's impossible.
that means the world. And I'm like, I can't believe it. Even when I hear it, I'm like, I don't even know what to say, but just thank you.
No, you are a very special person, and you are. This is why we have you up here on the panel for the month. We appreciate you so much, and we couldn't have thought of anyone better to be up here with us for the month.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm looking forward to having you for the next month, man. So tell husby you gotta step over to the side just every every Tuesday.
Yeah, you
I
guys.
need to do a better job of like telling people he exists, because the amount of people that shocked that I'm.
We were shocked.
Nah, all jokes aside though, man, let him know that we appreciate him allowing us to have the time to step into your life to borrow you for an hour.
definitely
You know?
Shar in the comments. Oh my god.
He's fine. My DMs are open, so if you need me to like boost your confidence, men only, step into my DM. It's fine. I accept. Don't send them to women; they don't want them. Send them to me. I accept.
So we are up against the hour. Oh, and I get the puzzle piece just like Shar right around the same time.
Of course.
Of course.
So we are right up against the hour. We want to take at least the last 10 minutes or so just to kind of talk about what we have going on this month. We have a sponsorship with ProCare Health, and we just want to we have a giveaway.
Yeah.
So not only does Talk Bari to Me have a giveaway, but BME also has a giveaway. So there are actually 2 ways you can win this month. And Biggie, I just want to see if you could give the details. And Rab, do you have all the goodies there with you?
I mean, let me see. I haven't even opened the box yet.
So
we doing an unboxing on live too?
See, we are doing unboxings here tonight. This is great.
I don't even know what's in there. I saw Char's bag, and that's a nice bag she's got going on the Talk Bari to Me side.
So when I'm breaking this down, why don't you start opening that box and letting us know what we got?
All right.
First off, D, I want to thank you for hopping on with us this month and bringing that big D. If you guys are excited,
You could ever hear over Rab.
Why is Rab always being loud? You might as well wait, Rab, because this is important. We can show it after. But like I was saying, if you guys want to hear more of D's story and more of the stories of the men that we are going to be bringing up, tune in every week, every Tuesday. We will be here. Like Tony was saying, we do have this raffle. We are sponsored by ProCare this month. It is one of the easiest contests you'll ever enter into. takes two things to do. One, follow the Barry Mail Experience. Follow Talk Barry to Me. Follow ProCare Now at ProCare Health. That's number one. Number two, do what you guys are doing right now. Show up to this live every single week. Be engaged. Say hi. Listen to these amazing stories from these amazing men in this community. And each week at the end of the live, we are going to pull the top 5 in viewership, and they will get entered into the raffle at the end of the month. So you show up every single week, and you're in that top 5, you have 4 chances to win. You show up to Talk Bear to Me every Sunday, that's another 4 opportunities. So you could have up to 8 opportunities to win this amazing care package that ProCare Now is allowing us to raffle off. And Rab, what do they got in there? You look excited. You got that smile.
Yeah, he's smiling over there.
I know he's got that big old. No, Rab, you cannot switch things out.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that one.
I got an outfit that would go with that.
But it's empty.
What you putting in there?
Oh, we got some mocktails. Rab, you're muted.
Rab, you're muted, buddy. You're muted. Hey, and Rab was talking about me messing up.
I thought he knew all this time that he was.
No, I think Shar might have muted you.
She muted me. She's a brat. I'm gonna throw in the 90 count mocktails in this bag, right? I'm gonna throw in the cinnamon roll.
The cinnamon.
Look, 3 cinnamon. I'm gonna throw in 3.
Oh, so that means you got 2 months worth of calcium chews?
Calcium chews.
2 months of calcium chews right there.
Right. Then I'm gonna throw in the bariatric orange flavored multivitamins.
It's like
That's going in there. That's gonna go in there. What else? Oh my! Hold on. There's more going on here, y'all. There is also some chewables going on.
There you go.
those are orange
Multivitamins.
ones.
These are the orange flavored. I'm
I
throwing
haven't
those
tried
in there.
ones yet.
Those are going in there. And I'm also going to throw in GPA, metabolic GPAs.
G3A.
G3As. Yeah,
You know,
G3As.
And those are those help support people that are on a GLP-1 journey.
Bam.
Yep.
So you can pair those together.
That's right.
Those
That's
are
right.
awesome. You still got more.
No, that's mine.
That's yours. But we
no.
are going to have more. So
We will
I know
have
that.
That bag looks like it can fit a lot more stuff in it, too.
Yeah, and I know that.
more is going in.
I know that JoJo was live with Shar on Sunday. She said that she was going to split up some bariatric hair and skincare little packages there. So those will be thrown into the bag. We're also going to throw something in from BME, authentically BME. So you're going to get a little bit of BME merch thrown in that bag to go along with it. So I hope you guys are excited. And we have OSLP donating towards that as well.
And you also have Talk Bear to Me throwing some little bit of swag in there also, too.
Yeah.
So my ADHD was kicked in for a minute. So we got about 2 more minutes left. So what are the rules again, E?
The rules are very, very simple. Follow Barry Mail Experience, Talk Bear to Me, and ProCare Now at ProCare Health. And do what you guys did this week. Show up every Tuesday night. At what time, Rab?
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific. And that goes true for the same for our sister chat, VSD Bestie, Talk Barry to Me, every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific. And if you didn't know, my name is W.T. Barry, Rab W.T. Barry.
I'm Big E.
I'm Get Fit with D.
And I'm Tony D. And this has been our Barry Mail Experience. You guys have a good night. We'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Peace.
Ciao.